You know, I know none of you guys probably care about this, but hey, Monster High. Granted, all our viewership is pretty much male, but, you know. Somebody wants to know. Alright. And now, Hot Wheels. Oh, they're doing Marvel superheroes now. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, we got Heart to Heart, Old School, and the Jetsons. Star Trek, Looney Tunes, Star Trek. This one's a little odd. It's like a sort of a kitschy art style car, you know? Alright. Hot Wheels Elite car. David, I think you were interested in that. The DeLorean, which looks freaking amazing. Look at the sculpted detail in there. Oh, it has the hoverboard. That's cool. There we go. And let me see if I can't. Yeah, there we go. Open the door. Easy, Kieran. Okay, the hoverboard is indeed a separate accessory. That's pretty cool. Careful. Okay, it's got the... Hang on. Okay, there we go. Full paint, actually. There we go. Little girl, I need to borrow your hoverboard. Okay, now let's take a look inside. And... let's see now. What can we see? If anything. Flux capacitor is probably in there somewhere, but I can't really tell. Like, it's got a little... you can't see it. I'll risk it. You can't see it too well, I apologize, but there's a little clock in there. It's kind of cool, old school clock. I think I see the flux capacitor, but I'm not sure, so I really don't want to break anything, so I'm just going to leave this alone now. Because that is the sensible thing to do. You have the vintage Batmobile, and of course it would be kind of dumb to make it like an Elite and leave it empty. So it comes with a fully sculpted Batman and Robin. And, Robin's on his bat phone. That's kind of funny. Yeah, the detail is pretty good. But I guess with Hot Wheels you can afford to. The dash has kind of all the doodads and what have you. Yeah, easy. There we go. It's got like all the doodads and what have you. Take a look. Na-na-na-na. And of course the Dark Knight Batmobile. Not really a whole lot of untreaded ground there. Got the Imaginext. Rustin, I think you'll be interested in this. There's a... I don't know if any of this has been released already, but there's a Ace the Bat Hound. Dead Stroke. I'm tired. Killer Croc. Okay, that's not actually DC characters. Knights. Monsters. We got zombies, we got a punk rocker with an amp, and a vampire. So they're definitely kind of trying to lure the collectors in. And this is actually kind of hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen. Oops. It's Father freaking Christmas. It's Father freaking Christmas. Complete with badass, removable, Yule freaking thing. It's amazing. With freaking candy cane katanas. That is insane. That is amazing. I love it. It's insane. I love it. Is that like a fireman or something? And, oh hey, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy!
They're making them?
In Imaginext.
Oh, killer.
Right?
That is awesome.
Okay, we got the 4-inch Batman figures.
Killer.
You've seen some of these. We got, what is this? Arkham, yeah, it's armored Batsuit. And Deadshot. And Keaton Batman. And the Penguin. General Zod. Christopher Reeve Superman. Batman Returns Catwoman. Let's see if I can't. Ever so gently. See how, whether her sculpt is Pfeifferish enough. Come on, focus. Alright. And, hey, maskless Batman, because I guess as long as you're paying for the Keaton license, you want to get more than just the divot under his nose. We got the Joker, Surfing Batman, the Riddler, the Penguin, yeah, I think that came out already. You know, these actually don't look so bad here, but then again, these are, you know, show samples, so who knows. And Catwoman. Of course, we have the Batarang, and the Batman utility belt, and the new, you know, sort of for kids action figures. Comes with rather crazy looking Solomon Grundy, actually. And a Two-Face. And hey, it's Azrael. I guess when you're making figures he's crazy, why not throw him in? In Clayface I like because he's got like a demon mouth torso. That's kind of insanely awesome. Look at that, that's amazing. Doing Green Arrow because why not? You know, he's got his own TV show, and of course because he's in it, we got Deathstroke. We got Robin, I think he already came out. A crazy Joker with like really short hair. See, more like Jokers than the Joker, but whatever. Both paint variations look like they're doing variants. Yeah, they're just repaints. One to look like one type, one to look like another. And they're keeping it going. They got Flash and Superman in New 52 style armor. And beware the Batman. Yeah. Watch it get canceled like its TV series did. Oh, action animation. Okay, so here's the Justice League stuff. Basically just, you know, these are the same core bodies as Brave and the Bold, so da-da-da-da. They're doing 6-inch figurines too, and it's kind of funny. They're definitely sort of aimed for kids, but they've got DC-UC style articulation, which is kind of funny. They definitely do. I see elbows, I see outward leg joints. So, you know. Yeah. And sort of New 52 style to Superman. And I like the Batman because he's got like a gold belt in the old Batman, so it's kind of like Keatonish, you know, Batman movie-ish. And wow, they're really keeping it going here. So, I mean, they're stylized, so they might not be to your taste, and I could totally understand that, but at least they're keeping that level of posability up, you know. We got a stylized Batman in blue and gray, Mr. Freeze, Bizarro. Wonder Woman, the Flash. It's kind of weird, you know, that they bothered like making brand new sculpt, stylized, but with DCUC articulation. Not something I would have expected. Total Heroes is the name of that line. We're also making John Stewart, and hilariously he comes with a Tomar-Ray head and I forget the name of the other character. Come on, focus. Firestorm with 3 versions of his head. Batman Beyond Batman. Man, this line is getting weird. With is that Micron? Oh, and hey, they come with 2 swappable heads. I smell green beans all of a sudden. Terry McGinnis, get out of there. Removable mask. And Black Manta. And Manta, give me a second here, has a detachable helmet. Which is kind of cool. It's a little tender, so I'm not... Oh, you know what? I think it's a swappable head. It might be. There you go. And of course, here's the Superpowers line. Sorry. Here's the Green Lantern Riddler. Yeah, they kept the ring. It's got like a... I didn't know. The original had like a yellow fade towards the legs, or is that like supposed to reference like the aging of the figure? Whatever. Got Superman. Was that how the original was?
Yeah, the Plastorama was a Super Amigos. It was only done for foreign.
Batman. Calabac, who may or may not have a new head. Come on, focus.
Oh yeah, this.
There we go.
Super Amigos Riddler. So it was like a South American only, and the type of plastic was cheaper than the U.S. one. So he had different kind of colors in the green. The arms and legs were kind of different in the body green. There's 2 companies that made it.
Is that... I sometimes wonder whether or not collectors really want that kind of craziness, you know?
They're doing it just for the same with the Gold Superman. That Gold Superman was a 5th anniversary.
Slip a skim.
The 5th anniversary unproduced figure. Original packaging actually for it.
Of course, we got Ice.
But that Green Lantern, nobody made Riddler for Superpowers, so it's just Green Lantern redone.
Ice is kind of derpy looking.
Yeah, it is, but I think they purposely made it like that because I like it.
And Connor Kent kind of suffers from the same problem. His head's kind of bizarre. Damian looks okay, a bit big in the head. Aquaman looks amazing. And of course, suited Doomsday, with a unsuited one to never follow. And of course, Giant Skeletor. This whole line is kind of nuts. Like they even made Moss Man with real moss. That's kind of crazy. He-Man versus Scareglow, Fakor, and Man-at-Arms, and Trappa.
So they will move around and
oh, sorry. I'm kind of impressed the broom has articulated arms. I don't really know how necessary that was, but it's not entirely unwelcome. She is an entirely new mold, so that has got to be a budget buster. This guy's kind of cool. I have no idea who this is because my He-Man knowledge is minimum, but he looks pretty badass.
Yeah, it looks like it's got like that 2-pound kind of metallic look to it. Exactly. With the stone, and she's got the new page of the sword.
We got the lady with the spinning head.
I am not going to touch Rio Glass. He's already broken. Nobody has to ride. So he is awesome. He is like he's got a lot of tools. I'm going to touch him a little bit, but he's
Goatman,
very fragile. He will have
and Lukey and Cal.
Prepare the dins now, because he's going to fall.
Oh, here we go.
I guarantee you. Welcome to Mattel Collector Night 2014 in New York Toy Fair. All right. Wow. Thank you. Scott Neitlich. I'm a marketing manager for Mattel. I work on MattelCollector.com as well as kind of a plethora of other lines and assorted toy products for both kids and adults. But as a collector myself, I am so thrilled to work on a lot of our collector products and be here with all of you. Everyone's got cameras. We're going right to YouTube, right? So that way everything I say can be disseminated and questions answered. So
I'm live.
And live. Oh my gosh, we're like streaming live from Toy Fair. So I'll give you a bit of a run through on what you've seen around the room. You'll have plenty of time to do stills, and we can do individual interviews and walkthroughs. We have about 2.5 hours here, so plenty of time. And get a little upfront, and then we're going to open this up to Q&A. You guys, you got me, you got some designers in the back, the Four Horsemen are somewhere lost in the sea. And let's just get all the information out there. So let me start. We'll go around the room. So starting in this corner here, we have this little line you've probably heard of, Masters of the Universe Classics. Yay! So we are what, our 7th year? My God, 150 figures into this thing. We are so close to completing the vintage line. That's kind of the plan for the next year and a half. So we're going to start promoting buying that 2015 sub now, because that's really the focus. Getting that 2015 sub is what's going to finish the line. And of course, to help us get there, we are introducing a brand new add-on sub for 2014. That's the year we're in now. I'm already working on 2016. It's hard to remember. So that's going to be Princess of Power themed. Last year was Filmation themed. A lot of the reason for that, well, A, it is She-Ra, Princess of Power's 30th anniversary this year, so that makes a lot of sense. So, who was watching She-Ra back in 1984? So that line is going to consist of 6 monthly figures. 5 of them are going to be at $25 or 26 day of. 1 of them is going to be $30 or I believe 33 day of. It's a little bit more of an expensive figure. It's going to be the last one, the December one. You'll find out who that is at San Diego. So that's a little bit different from the pricing of last year where they were all the same price. One will be a little bit more to account for a little bit more of an expensive figure. There's also, for the first time, going to be an add-on figure a sub-only figure for the add-on sub, and that's Light Hope that you saw there. So that's sort of the equivalent of the Unnamed One, or King He-Man, or Shadow Weaver. So the 7th figure for the first time is part of that add-on sub, only for getting the add-on sub. The other figures will be available day of. Some actually may not be, much like I remember Seahawk wasn't. There may be some things like that, but Light Hope definitely will only be available for Princess of Power Club Etheria subholders. The sub will go on sale tomorrow on Monday. Make sure when you're buying a Princess of Power Club Etheria sub, it is a separate purchase from anything else you're buying. You can't also buy the Motu Minis that are on sale tomorrow or Modular. That has to be a separate purchase when you buy the sub. And it'll be on sale for the next 3 weeks. There's not going to be a meter. I know a lot of people are going to ask. Essentially, we're pretty much expecting that we're going to hit the minimum. Should the nefarious forces of the Horde come and it doesn't hit the minimum, we'll basically scoot those figures into the 2015 line. Is essentially what will happen. But we are pretty much expecting it to sell through just great based on the numbers we had for the main sub and the interest in She-Ra and the 30th. So you don't look for a meter or anything like that. We're going to assume it is. If for some reason it doesn't, we'll let you know. And those figures that were planned for it will just get pushed into 2015, and there'll be a lot of Princess of Power in 2015. There will still be Princess of Power figures in the main sub for both years. That's going to come up too. So this was really our way also of helping you complete that Princess of Power line because there are quite a few left to do. Other than that, some of our other reveals from Motu, we had Rio Blast, who's going to be our September figure. So no more rioting, Rio is coming. He will have his chest will open, his chaps on his knees will open. He will have the guns that plug into the arms. One of them is missing right now. He'll have the backpack that does pull out over his shoulders. One of the gun barrels did break off during transit, but you can see a picture on Mattel Collector of the figure fully assembled correctly. There's also a couple little mystery accessories out there for both the main sub and the Princess of Power Club Etheria, so I think people can, pretty obvious who they belong to, and we'll let you guys chat about that. We also have our 2014 Chase figure, which is the Filmation cowl and lookie pack. That's actually going to be $20, not $25, because they're much smaller figures. A lot of that was because lookie works so well as a Chase figure, because we're always looking for him. And also, I mentioned this on Roast People Dinner I did a few weeks ago, we're really maximizing every slot for 2014 and 15, which means even that Chase slot, last year we did that all-clear Hordak figure, we needed to use the slot essentially to get out a more needed figure. So that's why Lookie and Cowl come that one. And we're really excited because it's finally a way to get out the Filmation version of Cowl and Lookie that people have been waiting for. They're both articulated at the legs or the arms and neck. And again, $20, not $25 because they're a little smaller, but they are on the traditional blister, and there's a double bio on the back, one for each. I'll flip that around in a bit. It will go on sale randomly throughout the year, much like Hordak. Got to be on the lookout for Lookies. So there you go. Let's see, I'm thinking anything else. Motu as we move along. You saw that big 12-inch Skeletor that's not painted. That's really just something we're tinkering with. We know there's a trend right now for larger size vintage figures on giant vintage cards. That's kind of what we're thinking. Let us know what you think. This is just sort of to test it out. There's no commitment to that product at this time. We really want to get your feedback. What kind of price point would you think that would be at? What kind of characters would you like to see in that scale? And let us know. We're excited to explore other ways of getting more motifs out. Right, I think moving on. Oh, and the minis. Of course, the minis are out there too. We've got 2 more packs. The Scare Glow pack and the Manor on Faker. So those, again, will be shipping every other month throughout 2014. You buy all 6, you'll get the pieces of the mini Capsule Grayskull, which will build up into a mini Capsule Grayskull playset, which we had a thing up in San Diego, and you've seen the complete castle. Looks really cool. The drawbridge opens, you can pose guys on the towers. Those figures come with 1 to 2 accessories, based on how big they are. I think Scareglow and Stratos only have 1 because they're a little larger with the cape and the backpack. Man-at-Arms and Faker is kind of big. Moving on from that, we walk into our DC world. So we have all 4 of our quarterly, what would have been, I guess, Club Instant or Signature Series figures, which is going to be Aquaman, that goes on sale next month. Then followed by Ice, Superboy, and the final figure, Damian Wayne, who actually I think everyone saw first last year at the Toy Fair. So he's finally got a home. He'll be in December of 14. He does come with a Batarang, but not the Batarang that's in his hand. His Batarang didn't make the show, so we just sort of stuck another thing of Batarang from the show of Heroes line in his hand. That's not the one he comes with. He comes with, I think, the traditional Robin one. I think there's an image on that in front of the platform, just in case there's questions about why he's holding the Total Heroes Batarang. After that, very excited, we've hinted about a sort of going away item. Well, it's actually 6 items. So that Superpowers cards and figures you see out there, 2014 isn't just the 30th anniversary of Prince of Power, it's also the 30th anniversary of Superpowers, the toy line we all had when we were kids. We were all kids once, right? We're not just buying toys now. It is not a rebranding, it is not a relaunch. So let's definitely get that out. This is not to expect, if they sell really well, does that mean you can start doing these again? No. This is a goodbye gift. We know the line means so much to all of us, myself included, and we didn't want, just because the sub didn't sell through, we didn't want to just end it. It just didn't feel right. We wanted to do something to celebrate almost a decade of 6-inch, 4 Horsemen style DC figures. And this was a really great way of doing that. So it's going to be a 6-figure series, all of them released on vintage Superpowers cards. You're going to get Superman in his light blue, you're going to get Wonder Woman in her Superpowers deco, you'll get Batman in his Superpowers deco, you'll get a brand new Mr. Mitchell-Pitlick. Did I pronounce that right?
Mitchell-Pitlick.
There we go. Always butchering it. I don't have to spell it. He is newly tooled. We essentially used the 5 repays to pay for the tooling on him. He will come with the biggest piece of Caliban, because he is a little smaller. He's articulated at the arms and the neck. He's in that sitting position. That'll be followed, and then we've got Gold Superman, and finally, my personal favorite, Green Lantern as Riddler, which, for those of you kids at home, that's originally back in 84-85, that figure was released only in South America as part of the Super Amigos line, and yes, His package will be in Spanish with the Super Amigos logo. The way they're going to ship, they'll be on their blisters in a white shipper box like everything else on Matty Collector, and then they will each come with a piece of Calabac. The Calabac piece will be poly-badged inside the white shipper so that it doesn't interfere in the blister for those who want to don't want to open your Superpowers figures and want to hang them on your wall as is, because they really are works of art. They're not going to have an inner blister. They're going to look like that in vintage style. They're going to have the punch-out card holes if you want to peg them. On the back, it's not done, but the back is going to have a cross-cell showing every figure that was in the Superpowers line from the DCU line, all lined up literally in the exact same pose. Packaging was going to kill me because I made them go back and like reshoot figures over and over until they got it exactly right. But they did. They did an amazing job. We'll have that to show in San Diego. But it goes all the way through like Zoom and Wonder Twins, like those figures that were if it was even a concept figure in Superpowers, we put it on the back and you cross that. So you Man Bat, Clark Kent, the whole 9 yards. So it's a really cool homage to that. And once again, not a relaunch of the brand, not a rebranding. This is just a final going away gift. Even if they sell phenomenal, well, that would be good because of hopefully we can sell them. It's not going to be something that's going to continue as much as we'd like. Because 2015 is already in the planning, and I can tell you it does not have Superpowers figures. So just for the 30th, sort of one time only, 6 figures. They're going to be available in 2 sort of waves of 3. They'll all be individual, but the first 3, I believe, go on sale, I think, in August, and the second 3 in October. You can buy them individually, or you can buy all 3 to save on shipping. So that's how they're going to work. They're not going to be quarterly or anything like that. And then Doomsday, the Bound Doomsday figure for Comic-Con. You saw it there. It's going to be a San Diego figure in a bit of an oversized package. After that, you get your Total Heroes Ultra figures. So the Total Heroes, the main ones at retail, which is where you're going to get Batman, Superman, and you're going to see Wonder Woman is out there, the first female in the retail line. On Matty Collector, you will get quarterly oversized figures. Oversized meaning they have extra piece count. So extra heads, extra arms, extra weapons, Micron with Batman Beyond. The new figure we revealed today is Firestorm. It's going to come with, let's see, both heads for both versions of Firestorm, as well as Deathstorm, or I can't recall what they're calling him now. I think they changed his name in 52. You have to forgive me. And also Professor will snap on his back as a little floating head. So it's not painted, but it will obviously be painted, as well as some blast effects and some other, they'll have some alternate hands and probably some kind of like cosmic rays, like the Green Lantern figures have. We're still working out some of that, but it will have all those, 4 different heads, I think, 3 complete sets of arms, blast, it's a lot in the package. So that'll be the last figure in the Total Heroes quarterly program. The first being Green Lantern, followed by Black Manta, Batman Beyond, and then Firestorm. After that, we get into some retail products. So I have to go to my notes because I'm not on the retail team, but they were kind enough to give me quite a few talking points. All right, let's see here. All right. DC brand. All right, the classic Batman TV series. The 6-inch figures, all include those top characters from the show with the display base. In 2014, there'll be 1 new figure, which is Surf's Up Joker. The figure, let's see, he will have the padded board shirt and a new C-grip hand. You know, the regular Joker has that pointing hand. He'll have new hands allowing him to hold the surfboard. And the tail fin can be manually popped out from the Joker's surfboard so he can lie flat or have it on the shelf with him standing on it. So customizable that way. And also the 6-inch Batmobile will continue to ship throughout 2014. I know a lot of people still looking for that. That's still going to be, even though it was a 13th product, it's continuing at retail in the 2014 toy year. In the 4-inch Multiverse world, that's going to be the highly detailed, highly articulated, authentic action figures that are rooted in context. We'll have our first 2 waves on display celebrating video games and the classic movies. They've increased the amount of deco on Batman's belt since we showed him at New York Comic Con, so this really reflects how he looked in the movie. They're using in-mold textures to recreate the surface finishes on Penguin's hat and coat, and he comes with an umbrella accessory which was not shown at New York Comic Con, so it's new. Catwoman will be fully posable with 14 to 16 points of articulation, and she comes with a flexible whip accessory. General Zod is articulated with the biceps, so he can stand with his arms folded behind his back, just like Terrence Stamp did in the movie, and he can tell you, why do you say such things if you know I will kill you for them? Okay, he did say that in the movie. Alright. 6-inch Total Heroes. All new form factor premiering in 2014. So this line offers the quintessential versions of each character, your big guns. The first ever female figure of this line was premiered just now, Wonder Woman, and this is being done as a modular figure to allow other female figures to be printed in the future, both either at retail, or we could use that new female buck for Matty Collector, should the Ultra figures take off, and we decide we'd be able to continue this in 2015. Right now, we don't have set plans to continue the Ultra figures in 15, sort of wait and see how well they do, how well the retail line does, but if you guys want them, we're very excited to continue the Total Heroes, both the regular retail and the Ultra online. Let's see. Wonder Woman has 14 points of articulation, and there's also a Total Heroes 3-pack on display that's got Batman and Superman in redeco, anchored by Lex Luthor and all of his evil accessories. I don't know accessories can be like people like they wake up and people need evil gun. Alright. Justice League. So the 5-inch Justice League line that was sort of born out of the Batman line a few years ago, that's going to continue exclusively at Target 2014. It's going to be 5.25-inch figures with a character-specific accessory. The assortment includes iconic characters Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Aquaman, Lex Luthor, and all new for 2014 is Hawkman. There will also be a multi-pack in 14 that's going to be anchored by an oversized Darkseid in that scale. And then finally, wrapping up the DC retail world is the 4-inch world. That's going to be bright and bold figures with an oversized accessory. Definitely aimed at kids, but with a collector feel as well. Let's see, there's going to be 2 7-packs in 2014. The first one is spring. That will feature 2 versions of Batman, Robin, Green Arrow, as well as 3 villains, Joker, Deathstroke, and an oversized Clayface. Then there'll be a new 7-pack in the fall that's premiering here at the Toy Fair. That's going to have Batman, Azrael, Red Robin, Nightwing, Two-Face, Joker, and a mega-sized Solomon Grundy. Really, that look awesome. They're going to battle for Gotham City underground through the slimy sewers. You're going to see some slimy sewer echo on some of those figures to play out that world. Alright, let's see. Anything I'm missing here? As you round the corner, you're going to see your Imaginext line. I know a lot of collectors are really getting into Imaginext. Everything from the SpongeBob figures all the way through the DC. We have the Batbot out there, as well as some really great figures from World of Pirates. I think there's an Evil Santa. Some really cool stuff from Imaginext. For your kids, for you guys, we all know it's a great way to share your love for these properties with your kids. I have a 4-year-old myself, and even though she's rejected a lot of my DC figures, she seems to be gravitating to the princesses, but we'll get her into the DC eventually. Alright, moving on to Hot Wheels. You're going to see some of our deluxe items from Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Batman. There's the Batman 1966 with Batman and Robin behind the wheel. Those little slug figures are non-removable. And then as you continue around the corner, you're going to see the Marvel Marvel character cars. These are designed to be the way Hot Wheels cars, as if, I guess, how the character would be if they were a car. It's not exactly like, Iron Man isn't driving that car. It's, the designers and Hot Wheels are really putting a lot of thought, like, the Captain America car, for example. It's an updated vintage car. It's a classic car from the 1940s, updated with modern technology, much like Captain America. So it's very, very well thought out by our brilliant Hot Wheels designers how those characters would be represented if they sort of lived in a car universe. Very cool, very collectible. You're going to see track sets as well to support some of the major releases, including the Amazing Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. Very excited to be partnering with Marvel on that Wheels world. rounding it out, some great new Monster High releases. I don't have the talking points in front of me, but you'll have to check them out. I know there's some retail exclusives and some great new Fright Fest characters. And then finally wrapping it up with WWE. I also unfortunately don't have talking points, but I know some of our elites and 2-packs are out there. There are some retail exclusives, but this is really the sub-segment that's aimed at you guys. It's aimed at the collectors with all the extra detail, all those paint ops on the tattoos, the soft good shirts, the accessories, everything we want from our best loved superstars ready to take it to the mat. With that, that's basically all of the upfront. That's a great product we see in this room. I definitely want to open it up to your Q&A. Let's get all the information out there. Let's get it up on YouTube, and I'll just kind of go around the room. We'll take some questions, and then I'm available. We can do some one-on-ones. So, yes. The question is there any plans for Ghostbusters 30th anniversary? And yes, New York Comic-Con, we announced the 30th anniversary Ghostbuster 2-packs. They're not here today, actually, because they're being worked on. We couldn't spare the samples. But we did show them in full at New York. It's 2 different 2-packs. One is, I believe, Peter and Winston, and the other is Egon and Ray. I might be getting that wrong, the exact configuration. But for the first time, they're going to have removable proton packs. So it's a brand new tool torso with a removable pack. They will also come with the Ghostbuster no-go stand and proton strings. Everyone's been asking for more strings, more stands. They're going to be 2 packs, $50 each, because you're getting 2 $25 figures. And they'll be available late summer, early fall to celebrate the awesome 30th anniversary of our favorite paranormal busters. Yes. Any other questions? Did I cover everything? Yes.
I know you also talked about the Monster High. You mentioned the pre-sale. Which of those are?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't. I don't have the specifics. The question was, do I know which are the retail exclusives Monster High? I'm not, the person to talk to is Erin Pierce. She should be in the room. She's the one that you all contacted. She can best answer your questions about Monster High. I apologize. I can't be everywhere. Any other questions? Yes?
Are those Prince of Power characters you're showing going to have injection molded ankles like a lot of the older Masters of the Universe that got fixed to the tighter?
The question is, will the Princess of Power figures have the injection molded ankles? That is something the designers are looking into. You're talking about the pins, right?
Yes.
Yes. So design is looking into seeing if they can remove the pins from the female figures. That definitely won't happen till towards the end of 2014, and I can't tell you sort of which figure it's going to start with, but it is something that design is committed to doing, yes. Any other questions, comments? Everyone's always asking questions online, and here we are in person. Bring them on. Bring on the hard stuff.
Okay, the Joe Monster.
Yes.
Will we ever see the meteor in the Masters of the Universe Classic?
The question is, will we ever see the meteors in the Masters of the Universe Classics? No reason we couldn't. Obviously not something we have to announce today. Essentially, the answer to any question of will we see X in Motu Classics, the answer is really, for the next 2 years, we need to maximize every single slot. Because it's all because prices are going up. It's something we have no control over. Toys and packaging and paint is all made of petroleum. And for anyone who's been in the gas station lately, you know how expensive gas is getting. Also, labor is going up in China. That's no secret. That's in all the papers. Because of the fact that the prices are going up faster than we can basically produce them, we wanted to commit the fans to finish the vintage POP and Motu figures and then the A-list characters from other media like Filmation, 2000X, mini comics. We're maximizing every slot, including our Chase figure slots, including our Comic-Con slots, including our holiday slots. We're not using those slots to sort of play around like we did in past years and do kind of like fun stuff like Spirit of Hordak that you weren't expecting. So the direct answer, are we doing the meteors? We don't have them announced yet, but kind of use your own judgment of that criteria for A-list characters. After 2015, should we not get to them, all the cards are off the table. Once we hit 2016, should we get a 15, we'd love to, maybe the line becomes, Motu Obscurities. I'm making this up. I'm not promising anything, but maybe the focus is on even more obscure characters. Anything is possible, but until we get to the end of 2015, our focus is going to be on finishing those figures. If for no other reason, to finish the line before the figures cost more than fans are willing to pay, essentially. So, and it's a wishy-washy answer, but that's sort of just about our strategy over the next 2 years. So we really are going to be pushing that 2015 sub because we need that 2015 sub and the Princess of Power sub in order to finish the line. Any other questions? Adam?
How finished is Castle Grayskull in terms of extra piece count? Might there someday be like a manhole cover for that hole for the Wind Raider stand, or any other accessories? Nothing specific, obviously, but just someday, sometime, is there more I can put in my Castle Grayskull?
The question is there going to be more add-on items for Castle Grayskull? A manhole cover, a punching bag, a torture rack, a point thread Mattel fighter, who knows? Again, so the answer to that is, I mean, it's definitely something we'd love to do. Anything we do like that is 100% tool. A manhole is 100% tool. A talon fighter and a point thread is 100% tool. A punching bag and a torture rack and a triangular weapon rack are 100% tool. So it's something we'd still love to do. But, you know, do we use that tooling and those resources to finish the figure line or do a furniture back to the castle? It's a little bit of a tough one. We know there's demand for both. So we're not saying it's off the table, but it's not something we can announce right now. Sorry again for the wishy-washy answer, but you know, just consider the fact that anything like that, you know, there's no redeco. Everything that we add into the castle is 100% tool. It's a lot of tools. And we need to use all our resources to try to finish those figures. Yes, Daniel.
For the superpowers figures, will Wonder Woman, for instance, come with her lasso, like the vintage figure?
The question is, will the superpowers Wonder Woman come with a lasso, and you can see it attached? It's on her.
Okay.
Yes, those figures,
But it doesn't have like the old string or anything.
No. They're basically, I mean, the only tooling was this sort of, I'm not going to say, it's invisible pilling. I'll say it backwards and send them back to the fourth dimension. All basically the 5 repaints paid for the tooling for him. Actually, here's a little inside scoop. Originally, the reason that he actually even exists as a sculpt is he and Superman were actually going to be in Club and Nurse originally. They were going to be like the 4th or 5th figure in the line. So he was far enough along that sculpt was done. So that's why you're getting actually some sculpt in there. And the way we could financially do that is by offering 5 repaints paid for that tooling we needed to tool him. It's a little bit of tooling that you needed it's the same thing like with the oversized Doomsday. You need all these minimal or deco only in order to pay for the tooling to offset it. So those 5 are repaints of DCU Classics figures exactly as is. Green Lantern is Riddler from Wave 3. Superman is Superman from that, I think, body pack when he originally, then he was single-hearted. Batman is the Batman from Wave 1, et cetera, et cetera. So, and Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman from Wave 4, just repainted in superpowers colors. Yes? Power, the question? The question is, would we make a prop replica of the Power Sword? Something we'd love to do. It's a little tough for Mattel, because a true prop replica of the Power Sword is basically going to be a giant metal blade. It's a little tough to make giant metal blades when you also make Fisher-Price toys. It's not something we're saying no to, but it just takes a little bit of an extra hurdle jump to do something like that. Our props, our epic creation items have done very well. Nothing to announce now, but again, not off the table. Any other questions? Awesome. So I'm going to wrap it up here with my blathering. I will be around for individual interviews or walkthroughs, and it's going to be a great 2014. Support the POP Club Etheria sub. It goes on sale tomorrow. Support those superpowers figures. Just to have a really great finale for 10 years worth of 4 Horsemen 6-inch PC. We couldn't be more excited. It's going to be a great 14. It's going to be a great 15. We can only make collector product when you guys are buying it and supporting it. So you guys buy it, we'll keep making it. We can't make it if you guys aren't supporting it. Tell us what you want to see. We're going to do our best to make it. And I'll see you guys on the toy aisles and on MattyCollector.com. Thank you very much.